Starting a podcast channel on YouTube or any other hosting platform is easier than creating long-form YouTube content. A podcast is an audio-only form of content that is meant to teach, educate, or entertain listeners. In this video, I'm going to briefly demonstrate to you how to create an entire podcast using a few AI tools only. The podcast you create using this method can also be monetized if you're going to host it on YouTube or any other platform. This is the 5-step process to creating the podcast. Step 1 is to decide on a topic. Step 2 is to research the topic and write a script. Step 3 is to record the voiceover using our voice or to generate an audio voiceover with some good AI voiceover software. We would also edit the audio voiceover using free AI tools. Step 4 is to use AI video generation to convert the audio into simple visuals if we are going to host it on YouTube. Step 5 is to upload and host the podcast. Just like any other content creation process, you need to begin with a topic or an idea. What's your podcast going to be about? Who is your target audience? What's the theme of your podcast? If you are able to answer these 3 questions, then we can move on to the next item, which is to come up with a topic and do some research. To come up with a theme and conduct some research, you can draw on your experience. The next step is to create a list of ideas and begin the podcast producing process once you have selected a suitable topic that interests you. So, for this video tutorial, I'm going to make a podcast on the topic, the impact of the internet on the environment. Now that I have my topic, it's time to research and write the script. I'm not going to rush writing the script for my podcast. It will take some time since I need to conduct sufficient research to ensure that I give my audience the most current and useful information. To compose my podcast script, I can use AI writing tools like ChatGPT, Copy.ai, WriteSonic, and others. You can see that I'm now using ChatGPT to help me write the podcast script. You must remember that you won't copy and paste the results that this AI tool generated. You will revise the entire script and add commentary as appropriate, so that a human touch may be added. As I conduct research about my subject, I will copy the ChatGPT output to my Google Docs for additional editing. I'm going to read through the full script to make sure there are no problems or errors after ChatGPT has finished creating the content. The next step is to record an audio or voiceover for the podcast. Any of the 3 methods can be used to create a voiceover. If you have good recording equipment or a microphone, you can record a voiceover by yourself. Number 2 is to hire a freelancer to make the voiceover for you if you have some money. The third method is to use a very good AI software to create a text-to-speech audio. If you're going to use text-to-speech, it will be important that you let the audience know that is not a real human voice. I'm going to use the third option for this video tutorial, which is to use AI text-to-speech tools to transform the text to audio. There are many text-to-speech programs available, but for the purposes of this lesson I'm going to use Murf AI Studios. I'm going to start a new project on Murf AI Studios, give it a name, and choose the use case of podcast. The following step is to choose an appropriate AI voice avatar that will complement the subject matter or the script that I have created. I'll paste the text and make any necessary corrections. I'm going to play back each sentence to make sure it was said correctly. After that, I'll build the entire audio and then export the audio file. Alternatively, I could use the text-to-speech converter on Veed.io to make my podcast. To use this text-to-speech tool, I'm going to log into my Veed account, create a new project, and come over to the dashboard. I'll navigate to the audio section and locate the text-to-speech tool. I'm going to paste in the text, select a suitable voice, and hit enter to generate the voiceover. I'll add this voiceover to my timeline. You can hear what one of the AI voice avatars from Veed sounds like.
The internet is running out of water. I can bet that when I say the word internet, the very first thing that comes to your mind is a wireless connection between a vast number of mobile devices, computers.
Now that I have my voiceover ready, I can do just one more thing, and that is to create some visuals for it. If I'm going to upload this podcast to YouTube, I'm definitely going to make my audio podcast into a video by adding some visuals to it. I already have a thumbnail art for this podcast, so all I will do is to upload this podcast art and resize the art to fill up the screen in a 16:9 aspect ratio. Next is to add some graphics. I'm going to navigate to the graphics and select the audio spectrometer. This is going to produce a visual waveform from the audio. The rest is to do some minor edits to the spectrometer and find the best placement, color, or type of visual graphics that will be the most suitable for whatever I want to do. It's up to you to choose whatever style suits you best. After customizing the video, I'm going to go ahead and export it. I'll download as MP4 file and upload it to YouTube. This is the final result of the podcast which I have edited.
I can bet that when I say the word internet, the very first thing that comes to your mind is a wireless connection between a vast number of mobile devices, computers, and servers, which are...
There's a website called podcastle.ai. On this website you can create, edit, clean up, host, and do literally anything that's related to audio and voiceover for podcasts. Dream Cloud Channel made a very good video on how to use this website, and I'm going to link to his video in the description below in case you want to learn more about how to use Podcastle. That's basically how you create a podcast using AI tools.